the first thing to do is to make a new AdonisJS project. So we can go into a command line interface of your choice. I'm using PowerShell. You can use whatever you want. We'll start by typing in Adonis new number game and use the slim flag. We'll press enter and the application is now being crafted as we speak. So we're saying a new project called number game with the slim flag because we don't want to use any default models or any default files. That's now done. We can navigate to the number game directory and now we can start serving. So we'll type in Adonis serve and then dev just to test out that everything's actually working. In the browser now we can navigate to localhost on port 3333, press enter, and you should see this page right here, the default Adonis project page. If you don't see this, then I suggest you take a look at how to install Adonis. Maybe you got some problems there, but if you see this, then you're good to go. We now want to open up the directory that we just made inside the text editor of your choice. So once you're inside here, you can see we have all these default files. Open up the roots.js file inside the start directory. Inside this function right here, you want to get rid of this default code. So everything between these curly braces right here happens when the user navigates to the web page. So the first thing we want to do is actually find out what number that they provided us with. To do this, we need to get access to the request instance. Inside the parentheses, we want to put two curly braces and then put request right there. So now with this, requests is just basically a parameter to this function and it has information all about the request. So with that, we can now find out what number that they have specified. We can define a new constant called guest number. This will be obviously the guest number. This is equal to request.input and then number. Because remember, back to the example, we can see that we're providing number equals 5. So this number right here needs to match with that right there. But this is actually a string. We need to get it in the form of a number. So wrapping this inside the number constructor just like that will convert that value to an actual number data type. So that is their now guest number. Now what if they don't actually provide a guest number? We need to check for this. We can do this by using a simple if statement. And we're going to say if there is no guest number, then return, please specify a number. Just like that. But if they do give a number, for demonstration, we'll just say return all good. We can now test this back in the browser. We can refresh our application and we get please specify a number. But now if we go, okay, question mark number equals 2, we get all good because we gave a number. Alright. The next thing to do is to generate a random number between 1 and 20. So we can define a new constant called random number. This is equal to math.floor math.random times 20 plus 1. And that right there will generate a number between 1 and 20. So now we simply just need to check if the number that was guessed equals the number that was generated at random. We can use one of those shorthand if statements right here. We can put our condition inside here. We can say, okay, random number equals guessed number. If that is true right there, then we want to say matched. Otherwise, we want to say match failed, the actual number was, and then pass in this through string interpolation. If that's how you pronounce that one. There we go. So now we can test this one right now. Back in the browser, refresh, and we get match failed, the number was 1. We can keep trying, and we get different random numbers each time. One day, one time, the hood is right there. So we achieved the same number that we passed in and generated at random. And that's the application right there. But all that stuff was done inside the roots file. We want to next move all this stuff right here into a controller. And that'll be up next in the next video. So stay tuned for that one.